right. We're connecting. Sonja, hey.
Hi.
Hi. How's it
Well,
going?
I was
Here
gonna
we
put on
are.
a I was gonna put on a pretty Sonia Morgan like caftan, but I don't know. My assistant, she scheduled this in the morning. I mean, you know my chart, don't you? I'm a night owl.
I know. I was a little surprised. I got to be honest when she told me the time, but
Well, because I'm on California time. I got stuck here in the desert, which I'm not complaining.
not a bad thing.
It's been raining every day, but happily today is sunny.
Oh, good. Here too in New York. I'm holding it down back home for you. Okay,
Oh,
we got
good.
sunshine from coast to coast, and we're going to try to bring you guys some of that amidst this insane pandemic we're all living in. So, well, we have 376 people on already who are telling us their signs and where they're from. They're all over the world. So I'm so excited.
I see
Um,
some people are in the desert too.
yeah, lucky you guys. I would love to be in the desert right now. I have
Woo!
to be
I
honest.
see all the hearts. I've been posting that I was coming on, and I tagged a few zodiac accounts, a few horoscope accounts, a few astrology accounts.
Let's
Here
get
come my
all our Astro
Sagittarius.
fans on. Yes, yes. And, you know, a lot of people don't know about the north and south nodes in the chart, but some people do. Those are the destiny points. And you and I have them in opposite signs. So we're kind of like a perfect Sag match, balancing each other out. You're a Capricorn south node. I'm a Capricorn north node. So we're businessy women, which Sages already are. What are you working on right now, Sonja? Because you just had your north node return, and this is a real time of coming into your own with home and business and your townhouse and everything else.
Well, I was thinking before we get into me, like this Capricorn South Node,
Yeah.
Cancer North Node, is that what we're in right now?
Yeah, we're in that right
Well, how
now.
does that affect everyone? Because I see my friend Oscar's on here, my makeup artist friend who does my makeup.
Ooh.
Um, how does that affect everyone right now? Does it affect everyone or just
It does.
you and me who have?
Nope, it affects everybody. Affects us particularly. But so the nodes are sort of the collective karmic shift that the world has to go through. And it's in Capricorn, which is about government and structures and all the sort of things that hold up our society. And then the North Node is in Cancer, which is about home. Capricorn is also about work, and Cancer is home. So many people are now working at home, working remotely, having to totally rethink what work is and what home is. And it's going on until early May of this year. It started in November of 2018. So yeah, it's a real time of change.
That's what I was going to say. I've been talking to quite a few people, and that's what's going on for me. So I have some followers on here from the show I see, and they love to know about the townhouse. So I've been living now almost 2 years in the Columbus Circle apartment, and I love the fireplace and I love the balcony, and I had fun playing with the fresh, more modern appeal compared to the townhouse. But now it's like it's getting too small for me.
Yes.
And it was just a temporary situation while I was renting out the townhouse. So I got to bust a move. I got to move on to something that's more permanent, something that I can call my own. And as my daughter says, where I could put my head and call my own. And you know about my fourth house, so it's important
Yeah.
to me to own. Ever since I, got out of, even when, just as I graduated from college, I bought my own place. Even though it was a small place, it was a walk up. It's where I had Milu's funeral. Everyone saw me scatter the ashes there. I've always owned. So that's been bothering me. I rent out the townhouse recently. I put it on the market for sale. That's a big move. Everyone who's followed me I've been on the show since 2009. I started filming 2008. So ever since I came on the show, I've kept the house for my daughter's security, but now she's in college. So
Which is
I'm ready
crazy.
to let go of the townhouse and get myself something more long-term.
Which is very interesting because Pluto, which rules the things that we own and sometimes we're kind of bound to, was going through your eighth house of real estate since 2008, 2009. It's been in Capricorn. So it just left, it really literally just left. So it's that entire time that you were kind of, should I stay? Should I go? Should I sell? Was this Pluto sort of looking deep within at what it all represented, which I think your daughter summed up best. You really need that place to lay your head. And now that Pluto's moved out of there, I think, you can safely release. And after May, when the North Node goes out of Cancer, I see you really finding a new home for sure. So,
oh, that'll be great. Yeah, people that are following us here are saying, I deserve it. I've been an inspiration. Somebody loves my glasses. These are from Margaret Joseph from New Jersey. And yeah, it's been rough, and I'm sure a lot of people have been going through this with me with Pluto in their houses from 2008, and finally it's gone. And one person said Pluto's a hoe. Well, I can agree with that.
Pluto's more of
Yeah,
a pimp, I'd say, but yes.
yeah, pimping me out through the streets. So I just really am done. Yeah, everybody said, are you still at the spot? I'm stuck. I went to this really beautiful wellness retreat that's been around, I guess, 30 years, where you go there and you fast. And after I do 5 months of filming off the rails, the show, I reel it in and do a fast, and then start introducing back into my diet different foods to see. Everybody's saying, damn girl, you look good. I need to see what the heck is wrong. I had a lot of inflammation. Some of my interviews, if you're watching right now, those on the fly interviews, my face is like a moon, like a full moon. And I didn't know what was going on, because normally when I quit alcohol, quit caffeine, I stopped eating white food, and all that, uh, I just lose the weight immediately. But this time something was wrong, so I didn't know if it was left over from Cartagena, and I don't want to go back to diapers. So I was like, what's wrong? So I'm here really. It's good that I'm stuck here, because I had to leave the other place. It was a big operation. They closed down because of the quarantine, and I moved to a smaller place, which I'm getting a lot of attention because it's just me and one other person from New York. We can't get flights back. So I'm just here in Palm Springs finding out what went haywire. So my health is probably showing up in my charts. I don't know.
Absolutely. Well, it's interesting you said the moon because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and that's your North Node. And as you went through your Cancer, the moon is connected to the tides. Anything with Cancer does tend to make us retain water, funny enough. So when you had your North Node return, if you were having a hard time shedding the water, it was probably related to that, to tell you the truth. So you can actually see health trends in the chart. There are times that, it's harder to lose weight or have a health breakthrough than others. So
When did
interesting.
the return start?
That was I think your North Node return was the end of October 2019.
That's when it started. October, November, December. I looked great in October. I had an appearance with Teresa Judas, and I looked great. And then the end of October, November, December, I just started like packing it on, and I didn't care, because I knew like the end of the season, Thanksgiving, and then the holidays in December. I said, this is normal for me. And then when I wrap in December, I'm cool. Then I did Food Network. I should tell people. I did Worst Chefs. Yeah, everybody likes to hear that. I'm going to be on Worst Chefs with well, whatever. I'm on Worst Chefs, and that's going to be May 10th.
Oh,
It
perfect.
premieres
Right
May
after
10th.
that.
So then I continued to eat and party. I'm on there with some friends of mine. It's already been announced, so it's Bridget Everett, and I love her. And and Robin Givens. She's in 2 hit
another
shows now.
Sag. She's a Sagittarius too. So.
Yeah, we had a good time. But that's my story. So the other thing about this, about home, like I just, no, about work, like working from home. So I've been really busy. Like my fashion has always been online, and anyone who follows me, they know like over the years, I've been getting a lot of crap from my co-stars about having my hands in so many jars at once. But if you know us Sages, especially with my
Yeah.
Gemini rising, that's what we do. And I was lining up my ducks, and I spoke to you, what, 8 years ago about that, like lining up my
Mm-hmm.
ducks while I was going through financial turmoil and being a divorced mom with a kid to put first. I wanted to be ready to hit the ground running. And this quarantine is the same for a lot of people. We're on hold. So what I've been telling everyone I can is just stay strong and go online and study what you need to study, get your health, together, and be ready to hit the ground running. And that's what I did then, and that's what I'm doing now. So I'm designing my new
Totally.
shoe collection. I'm working on my next unisex perfume because the guys want something. Um,
Hmm.
I just did Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week with my collection. So I'm getting ready with my next collection. I'm lining up fashion shows. Um,
So smart.
and
That is exactly, watch a Sag during a pandemic because we know. I'm not trying to put in a good word for our sign, but I am. We are famous for making lemonade out of lemons. We always have a million irons in the fire. And that actually has
yes,
us prepared because everybody's got to pivot now and some people have a harder time than others, or some signs do. So, you want to like learn from the mutable signs. That's what Sagittarians are. And your rising sign is Gemini, which is mutable. Your moon sign is Pisces, which is mutable. And then you've got 2 planets in Virgo, which is the other mutable sign, meaning you're ready. Your chart is made to be flexible and adaptable. So something that maybe people saw as like a weakness or a fault is actually your superpower and your strength, and they're going to see it now. So redemption is coming for the Sages that have been told that we do too many things at once.
yeah, I like to be, I'm always positive. Sagittarius are very positive. And
Yeah.
being a Pisces, I always stay, rooted in my philanthropy and helping others helps me stay grounded. And I saw someone out there, they quoted, getting work done, work, work, work. That was when we did the fiber one. That was so much fun.
Oh
So
my
thanks
God.
for
Yeah.
reminding me.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
done so many things you probably forgotten, can't even keep track of them. And that's Sagittarius is the sign of the gambler ruled by Jupiter, or the archer that shoots all the bows, the arrows until we hit our target. So we just, we dust ourselves off, we get back up. If something doesn't work, we go on to the next thing. We don't sweat it. So, while we all have to be realistic about this, I do believe astrologically we're going to see, you know, um, this going on until the end of the year. We may get a little break in the summer, July, August, but we are going to probably have to deal with it October, November. But by December, I think we'll have something more widespread to help us get out of this. But in the meantime, not to minimize the hardship on anybody, but please do be proactive in any way you can every day. And I know a lot of you guys are. So it's just keeping that faith and that belief that you know it's worth it. I love what you said about learning. That's another thing. Sages value education, so learn skills now, right? So
Yeah, it's a time to be contemplative and to look inwards to see what you really want in your life. Maybe you weren't happy with what you were doing, in fact. And so I'm doing that myself right now. I'm saying,
mhm.
what do I really want in my life? Am I happy where I was living? Because I was so busy doing what I do that, I was there. So I'm going to plan my next moves. Where do I want to live? What do I want to do with the house? So I did put it on the market to sell. Um, I been talking with my daughter a lot on FaceTime because she's not in New York either. She got stuck where she was at. So we're talking about what she wants to do. So it's a nice time for people. Also, what I was comparing this quarantine, is when us girls go on the trips on RHONY. And I don't say RHONY because it's Real Housewives of New York. So I say Ronnie. It's a short
RHONY.
O. It's not macaroni. So yeah, I liken it to the fact that us girls go on these trips, no matter how much luxury or fabulous perfume or booze you put on top of it, we're stuck together, right? On these trips. And we're forced to look at our flaws and deal with them together because we love each other, and we're going to do that. So I say that families, you know, we go and see each other for the holidays and we're like, bye, I don't want to be ya, see ya. But right now we're forced to be with our families, and it's a good time to really connect.
Yeah, nothing prepares you better for quarantine with people that you know are people than probably a
No,
real
I got no
housewives
hearts on
trip.
that. People are saying you're traumatizing me. Yeah, it's rough, man. Families can be rough. You don't choose them. And
Yeah, well,
I
that's
was
something
reading
that's
like
fascinating.
it's really hard for people right now.
Yeah,
So yeah,
can't
and you
live
know, I
with
always
them,
use
can't live
humor. I
without
use
them.
humor to get through stuff. That's what I do. And I even noticed some of my humor, you know, people were offended. So I went MIA at first for a little while. I said, I'm going to pull back on that. Then I looked into what people were actually going through, and I said, okay, you know, we have our workers out there on the front line that are dealing with this. You know, they signed up to take care of sick people, and they are, and they're being very brave. Then we have, you know, kids at home with no free lunches, no food, you know, not enough food to support the whole household. And even when I went out here in California, and I got in line to buy my groceries because I'm getting juices, but I started to buy some raw food in case I'm going to start eating some. You know, the people in front of me didn't have enough food stamps to pay for everything that they had in their cart, and they had to start putting things back. And I was like, oh my God, I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, the reality's really
The
rough.
reality is, yeah, is hard and far from funny, but Sagittarius humor, can delightfully distract people too. And sometimes we need a break. I get all the news alerts on my phone, and it's like, oh my God, is this ever gonna get better? It's like if we don't see a future that looks different than right now, that's why I love astrology, because like, no, that future we want may not happen tomorrow, but at least we know it will, so you can keep the hope going. So
Yeah, people said it's they're grateful for the humor. I'm looking at some comments right now
yeah, I saw
because
that.
on our show, if you can laugh at us, it makes you feel better about your own problems because you're like more money, more problems because we're all the same. And money can be in luxury can be a distraction, and it doesn't take away from pain and
Yep.
emotional problems. So when you watch us, you can just laugh your arses off and say, "Oh, they are so screwed up, and they have the same shit to deal with." And it is pretty freaking funny if you think about it. I mean,
It
Ramon is just running around trying to find a man, and it's just like I just want to
I
Velcro her
saw
butt
that.
down. And you know, Luann's always picking up on my action, and it's just, you know, recycled waste basically. So it's like I'm glad people can watch our shenanigans, and you know, even for 5 minutes, if you can laugh about somebody else, it's good. And
It's
then
such a
go
great
back to
sleep.
yours because
I
yours
watched
is
the
always
first
going to be there.
episode.
That's
Yeah,
the
it
thing.
is. I mean, Bravo. Ronnie. I'm guilty of calling it RHONY, but yes,
RHONY.
guys, Ronnie is one of my favorite escapes and indulgences. And can we talk a little bit about the new season that just
Yeah.
premiered a week ago, and the zodiac signs of your castmates? How you guys get along a little bit?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, you and Dorinda are both Sagittarius, right? She's a fellow Sag.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
which makes sense because you guys are, just say the first thing that comes to mind, and it comes out
We're
hilarious.
unfiltered.
Oh my God. Sages have no filter. It is so true. And then you've got Ramona the Scorpio. And we would have had Bethany the Scorpio, but she didn't come back this time, I see.
Right.
And you guys were all
And
surprised
Luann's a
by that.
Taurus.
Yep. So we've got earthy Taurus Luann, who's got Uranus in her sign now, which is making her a bit more rebellious and free spirited and independent than Tauruses usually are for the last couple years, which
I
she's,
have a couple. My best friend from France is a Taurus.
yeah,
Um, I get along with all signs. Sagittarius get along. They're very, as you said, they get along with a lot of signs. But um, what is Leah? I forget. She told me.
that's what I was going to ask you that. She's the only one whose sign I don't know.
Ooh, I should have
Maybe an
remembered.
Aries? Is she an Aries? I'm
I have a
wondering.
feeling she's fire.
Yeah, I know Tinsley is a Leo, and um, so yeah, we got to find out what Leah's sign is. I don't know if she's a
I forgot she's
Googleable.
Leo. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, about Dorinda, everybody's asking me why she's being so horrendous right now. But you got to remember, like the beginning of the season, we're right out of the box, and you don't get the background. And you can always count on Dorinda to bring the drama. And people loved. They call them haters, but they're not really. People love to vent. So you watch the show to vent. So somebody's got to give you something to vent about, right?
Yeah.
And that's why the show is the show. And I know Tinsley forever. She's like family for me, and I know her very well. And Dorinda only knows her a couple of years. So Sagittarius get very hurt. They're very trusting and almost naive. So she took Tinsley for face value, and Dorinda is a guy's girl. She's not a girl's girl. There's much more in
Mhm.
her chart than just being a Leo.
I know. I've got to look at everybody's. We should do another one where we like go into the charts at some point.
And
So
she
because
said,
I forget.
"Oh, I need a man before I can focus on my career." And when I took her into my home, I said, "I want to help you get back, get away from that guy and get your career back and be independent." Because that's the way I think. I
Yeah.
projected my life on her, and I got quite a different thing. She basically wanted to meet a guy and get married and all that, right? So that's the thing. So people are going back to the townhouse and what's going on in my life and my glasses and all that kind of stuff. So the
They're
glasses
obsessed
are
with the townhouse. I mean, it's an
so
amazing
everybody wants to
place.
talk about paper mag. So yesterday I did a live with paper mag, and yeah, that shoot, I have to tell you, all the astrology, yeah, now the hearts are coming in. So all the astrology must have been perfect for the paper
Yeah,
mag
the
shoot.
moon was in Sagittarius yesterday,
And
and the sun is in Aries. It couldn't be better for you to do a shoot. So,
well, no, the shoot was back. I don't know, it was a year ago, and then yeah, all the hearts are coming back in. So I did that shoot with Paper Mag for Telfar, the designer. He's amazing, and people might say we were an oddball couple, but the fact is, he's from Brooklyn. He's a designer. I'm also, one for the people, and his slogan is it's not for you, it's for everyone. And I'm about that with my Pisces moon. And I was so
yeah.
happy to finally come out with Sonja by Sonja Morgan, which was everything priced under basically $100. I have a few items under 100, $200. And so I was thrilled that they asked me to do that shoot. And I was in my best shape then. I was juicing and, very slim and very fashion like. And then this season I put on a lot of weight and had the inflammation, which I'm getting back to figure out what the hell it is. But yeah, everyone
It
wanted
was
to know.
Jupiter. It was Jupiter in our sign. Jupiter is the supersizer. It comes to
Oh
our,
yes, Jupiter
yeah,
is good luck, but it's also a supersizer.
yeah. So when it comes to
Supersize Sonja. That's what I am right now.
first house, sixth house, and ninth house Jupiter visits are the chubby years that everybody has to endure. So, who had it last year? There was, the Sages, Aries, and Leos had Jupiter supersizing us a little bit last year. So, but it's gone now. It's in Capricorn. So now's the time. It's funny. It's like without fail. I believe people are beautiful at all sizes.
And me
Sages are
too.
always body positive, but there is
I'm body
one
positive. I
chubby
liked when
year.
yes, absolutely. I didn't mind because you know what? Men like a little TNA. So, me, I'm always open for business. But
Ooh, the
somebody
bigger
asked,
the
which are
cookie.
the signs that deal with isolation the best?
I'm
I am an
interested.
introvert. So I don't know if it's all my Virgo. I don't know what it is.
I think maybe the Pisces. Let's see.
Pisces,
Well,
yeah,
could we
we're
talk
very.
about? I don't know best. I think they all deal with it differently. Although I think the ones that deal with it the worst are the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, because they are so social, and all they don't always want to be with themselves and their feelings and the things you have to be with when you're alone. They want to run away and talk.
Libras like
Yeah,
to run. Yeah, they hate people, but someone said they hate people, but they love to run. I've got a lot of Pisces and Gemini on here. Yeah, they
of
they they do
course.
relate to me. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Um,
We can talk about how every sign deals with isolation or the different elements like fire, earth, air, and water if you want. What do you think?
I don't know. It's kind of a down subject. I'm trying to
Okay.
bring people
Yeah, we
up.
don't have to. Isolate
Yeah,
or how they're
somebody else
dealing with
said that.
form.
Boo, boo, boo.
Okay,
Throwback
fine. We'll keep it
to,
fun.
what's it say? Throwback to leading Pride, walk in early season. Oh, well, when I first started Housewives, I was the grand marshal for was it Pride you're talking about, guys? You're talking
The
about
Mermaid
marriage equality.
Parade, right? Wasn't it?
But I wasn't going to film it for Housewives because they'd asked me to do it before I came on. But then they made a big deal of it, and they had me. I kept repeating, "I'm the grand marshal," but that's kind of history. Oh, Oscar, happy birthday, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lot of regular, my regular followers and good friends on here.
Someone is saying that
Well, they
Leo's a
didn't want Alex.
Virgo.
They said, let Alex have her moment. It was really not Alex. It was her husband. And they didn't want her to be. They told me not to. But anyway, that's between us. Which is going to be posted.
We have
Oh,
someone
Leah's
saying
a
Leah's a
Virgo, of course.
Virgo. Is that right? Is that right?
Yeah, I get along very well with Virgo. I married a Virgo. I love Virgo. I have a lot of Virgo in my chart. My husband was Virgo. We had a beautiful relationship. I love Virgo because they're very organized and they're protectors. Yeah, of course Leah's a Virgo.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. She works out. She's close with her daughter, and very Virgos. I think maybe is the sign that would deal with isolation the best because they like to be alone with their thoughts. They don't really like people in their space so much, and they like cleanliness and hygiene. So there's no one
That's
messing
what
up
I said. I
their
said
space.
Virgo. I said Virgo way back.
Of course you did. Yeah, well, should we?
Because I was married to him, and you know what was funny enough is we like to be alone together. We were both loners.
Oh, totally.
He's on a private island right now. He lives on a private island. So
yeah, I had a Virgo boyfriend in college. We would read books and ignore each other, and it was the best. It was the best of times. So
people want to know about the tooth. My tooth is, very well stabilized. So when I was working on my tooth, it would come loose sometimes. And I even bought Polydent at one time, which was kind of ridiculous. But at least I'm out of diapers and, Ramona's out of her wheelchair. Things are going well.
Humbling, yes.
No, my daughter's not with her dad. She's not. So we both got stuck in different places.
Yeah. It's a strange time. Well, what do people want to know about? Let's see. Astrological.
Yeah, I'm getting this from that.
Yeah, they're asking your rising sign, love forecast for Leo, any French lovers. There's all.
Well, I still have Frenchie in the in the background, but I don't think that's going to be a marriage. I do have Netflix and chill hanging in there for 10 years now. He's quite attractive to me, but we don't know. Lots of hearts coming in. Will my new boyfriend have tattoos? Never say never because, I'm always open. But I do feel tattoos are like a deal breaker. I just feel very self-deprecating to put those on your body. I know young people like to do them because they don't have the wisdom of an old lady like me. And I do want to tell you, Leah, when I first spoke to her, she said to me right away she was getting some removed. She's still a young lady, but as she ages, like me, as she gets older, I should say, not ages, because she looks very young. She said that she wants to remove them, and she would not want her daughter to do it, and I certainly don't want my daughter to do it. And I know a lot of very older, wiser men who wish they didn't do it, even though they did it in the military or when they were in a gang or in jail. They don't really like them now. So.
Yeah, those are
not to stigmatize, but that is the stigma, right? That people get them when they're in a group. It's like, or you get them when you're in love, right? You did it, right? When you're in love.
Got my first ones at age 45. I figured at that point I was old enough to not regret it, but I really did did go no until that time. It's funny, Sages, we can be very loose and free and wild and crazy, but then we also have this sort of traditional conservative side because we're the
Right.
half human, half horse. So like from the waist down, we're a wild animal, and from the waist up, we're this, philosopher. So, you make put that one together, right? So
It's a
no
constant struggle
tattoos.
between the head and
Yeah,
the loins.
the head and the loins, exactly. From the waist down, see my agent. But you have
But
Venus
I'm
and
not a judgmental type. This is my personal opinion, and I like Leah the way she is. So if she wants her tattoos, fine. You know what I mean? I get in a pool full of tattoos all the time, darling. It doesn't mean I don't love looking at the bodies. And I can appreciate creativity. Many artists like to have tattoos. So
yeah,
I belong to a whole enclave of artists. So it's like, it's just my opinion.
yeah.
I'm not going to have a
You're
tattoo.
entitled to it. I get
And
it.
I
It's
just
your
feel like for a
body.
long-term commitment, when I decide to have sex with someone, it means that I want to have sex more than once normally, unless it's a fling. I don't know. I'm getting confused myself. But if I'm talking about a long-term relationship, I think someone that would do that to their body in the moment, right now, going forward, probably not for me.
I don't know though. You've
Probably.
got Venus and Mars and Sagittarius in your relationship house in your chart as well. So, there may come a time that you change your mind and take it with the if you find someone good enough, you
Oh,
may put up with
if
it.
I find someone I love and they did a tattoo in the past, that's the past, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. You might
Oh
even
God,
be
yeah.
like,
Oh, we've got
this
someone on
tattoo is
from
all
Egypt.
right.
I went to Egypt.
Oh wow.
And what else is going on here? Let's see what the questions are. I love all the questions.
I know, we're getting so many. I love it.
England, I love too.
Yeah.
Skin's looking
Hmm.
great. That's from my juicing.
Someone actually
Actually, I
asked about
also have
my
good genes.
earrings. These earrings are from Bing Bang, which is an amazing Leo designer in New York
Ooh,
City.
I
Bing
love
Bang.
those earrings.
And yeah, my Taurus husband gave them to me for my birthday. And
Ooh, I
so
love
she
them.
makes amazing triangles too. Check her out.
And
So,
Taurus have good taste. They're little collectors, They love to collect
oh yeah.
nice things.
Yes, they do. Like us. No, I'm just kidding.
Someone said I'm the
uh,
least judgmental from RHONY. Yeah, there's very little I'm not very, I don't care, I just don't judge. Um, from someone from Florida, I love your personality.
mhm.
60 years young, you got it, baby. I'm just a little bit behind you, not much.
Now, which I guess some people are asking which housewife you get along with the best. So, who do you think you get along with the best now? Is it Ramona? Would
I
you
don't
say?
know. We've been together so
Mhm.
long. I love Ramona. Even though she drives me crazy sometimes. And then And then Lou and I are just cool cucumbers. We're just easygoing. Very like when we're at our house, we don't talk very much. We live together. We just make our own lunch and hang out. Very quiet. We go to
Mhm.
yoga, very chill together, very European like. And
Yes.
then you know what I mean? Very European, very, very chill. And then Dorinda, we energize each other. We're both Sages, so we are so positive about outlooks on everything that we motivate each other to be our best
Yes.
self.
Totally.
Um, Tinsley, I have an affinity to feel, I feel very protective of Tinsley when I'm with her. I worry about her. I want the best for her. And I come off hard-handed at times in public with others who I feel give her bad advice. But when we're alone, just the two of us, it's just about, I hope you're okay.
Well,
And especially when I'm,
Leos, they wear their hearts on their sleeve and they really lead with love. Carol is a Leo. Did you find any similarities between Carol and Tinsley as Leos, castmates at all?
no, I didn't really get to know Carol that well. I didn't see her sleeve, heart on her sleeve. And
Mhm.
I didn't feel Tinsley showed her heart on her sleeve to the girls at all. I felt
Maybe
there's
not
much
to
more in her
people.
chart. She was
Yeah.
very secretive, which is what annoyed Dorinda. So
Oh, of course, because
I know her much
Sages want to
better.
know everything, right? They want to know.
We want to know
Sages,
it
the
all.
truth teller,
We
the
want to know
open
your
book.
last bowel movement, what you did when you had sex. We want to know everything.
You can really tell us anything. You really can. Somebody said, what do we ladies do to keep our energy up while we're quarantining at home? That's a great question. What do you do, Sonja? You're juicing, you're reading.
I do a full lemon in my water in the morning with baking soda. And baking soda is like having a
Hmm.
charcoal drink that I buy those too, but I got to tell you guys, they're $4 a piece. So I just went straight to the lemon and the baking soda in my water in the morning. And then I do veggies and fruits. I've been doing cloves, olive leaf supplement,
Hmm.
cinnamon, ginger, all of
Okay.
those help. And for exercise, being a Sag and a type O blood type, I like yoga and I like
Okay.
movement, walking. Walking keeps things moving. So you want to be regular. You don't want to be stagnant. So if you are stuck in a small space, I know that, people are ready to attack. Like if I go outside, they say, "Oh, what are you doing outside?" No one said you can't go outside. You can go
Exactly.
out and take a walk 6 feet apart with a mask or scarf on, and you don't have to buy a darn mask. They're all sold out. So Dorinda had a video where you take paper towel and you pleat it and you staple some rubber bands and put them around your ears. That's what ears are
That's so
for.
sad.
you know or just
DIY.
put a tube around, or a ski mask or something.
Somebody said a
Turtleneck. I pulled
vacuum
up my
cleaner
turtleneck the other
bag.
day. And
Actually,
go
you could do a
outside,
vacuum cleaner.
walk, go up and down the stairs in your building. You gotta walk, or it's gonna get stuck in your intestines, and then you're gonna get sick. So yeah,
Yeah.
cinnamon. Cinnamon is good. Ginger, I said. All of those things. Google it, as Ramona would say. Google it.
I've
Definitely
been doing
veggies
oil of
and fruits.
oregano. Have you ever done
Yes,
that?
yes, I'm
Yeah.
doing that. I have that in my stash.
Hmm.
I also was doing at some point psyllium to brush
Okay.
things out of my colon, because before this happened, I didn't know, and I was eating whatever I wanted. I had, pizza, for instance. When I was doing the worst chefs, I had meat. You're going to see me cooking steak and things setting on fire and blowing up the kitchen and everyone around me. And
Oh
Robin
my
Givens was
God.
so sweet, and Bridget Everett was so protective of me. Um, you're going to see some crazy things on Worst Chefs with me, of course.
Can't
Uh,
wait. Oh my God.
well, I have my own way of getting around the kitchen. I'm very flexible. And the
Well,
glass is
yeah.
half full for me. So I don't, need to use the usual ways around the kitchen. I have my own ways.
Where there's a toaster oven, there's a way for Sonja, right?
Oh,
So,
everybody's been asking about the toaster oven while they're in, house shelter. So, home shelters. So yeah, I gave some recipes to Amy Phillips, the comedian that always uh, parodies us. And she's going to put them in her book. But I also have recipes on my blog, guys. If you go to lifestyle section on my website, there's recipes there and some good things that kids can make.
oh, good.
And you don't want to heat up your whole kitchen and waste your time. You want quick things. I've got recipes. And hopefully I'll have homewares out soon now that I'm in Century 21 stores. I'm in 2 stores in New York at Century 21, luxury for less. And you'll see that on the show. And then they have my fashions, and they also have my perfume if you want to actually smell it.
Oh, that's awesome. Are they having curbside pickup? Can people get a toaster oven from Century 21, or are they
I
closed right
haven't done
now?
it yet because, I didn't want to do it on my own when my partner dropped out. He was in his 80s
Oh,
and his
got it,
wife
got
wanted him to retire. So I haven't done it yet. I want to do homewares eventually, but he has all my, Century 21 has my fashions, my shoes, my perfume, all that kind of stuff.
good. Okay, yeah. So, all the more reason for this to end. We need to shop again. We need to
Oh,
stimulate the
Marley,
economy and our wardrobes. I'm just
thank
saying.
you. Yes, yes. And
Mm-hmm.
let's get the stocks back up. So yeah, I bought Uber and Amazon and Lyft and all those things. So we got to keep the stocks up. Disney, oh my God, poor Disney. But yeah, somebody
It's so
asked about
confusing.
Marley.
Yes, a lot of
Marley is
people.
with my assistant at the townhouse, Fancy Dancy.
Oh,
So they get to use the backyard and the balcony, and they're keeping holding down the fort. Yep.
okay, good. As long, yeah, it's
Smart
probably
to get
better.
out in the
Don't want
city, and elevators are the biggest problems. Okay. Um,
oh God, yeah.
You
People
can't use the
crunching in.
elevators.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
because it's
socially
crowded.
distance in an elevator unless
Wear
everybody
that
takes.
mask and go for a walk, people are saying.
Take the stairs if you can, if you're not on the 100th floor or whatever. So somebody asked if I astrologically saw this coming. Now, kind of. So Jupiter and Pluto come together every 13 years in the same sign at the same point. I did some research into it, and they were together during the HIV outbreak of 1981, the 1918 Great Flu, the Black Plague, the Russian Plague in the 1700s. So there is a correlation. The good news about that is that they always peaked during the year that Jupiter and Pluto were together. So this should be the worst of it. Here's hoping, if history shows us that, at least, as our fellow Sagittarius Winston Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going. So, which is a very Sag-like motto. So we just got to remember that we're not going to be here forever and get through it and just be, do these positive things that we can do every day, even when we feel out of control or helpless. The stars are not here to punish us, they're here to teach us. We also have Saturn in Aquarius. Sonja, do you want to talk about the Saturn return a little bit? Because some people
Sure. I see some more questions coming in. I didn't know that Pluto was in, what did you say Pluto was in?
Jupiter and
Saturn?
Pluto are both in Capricorn. Yep.
Well, I didn't know that. Well, people should have told us about that, because if that happened with the other plagues, we could have been warned a little bit.
Well, exactly.
People are asking about Marley a lot. Yeah, Marley is in the townhouse with my assistant, Chic C'est La Vie, having a great time. Someone wants to know if my bed's a mess, and yes, it is. As usual, quarantine chic it is. So what do I have going on here? This is my remote for heat, my iPad with my chic leather cover. Somebody that was staying here before gave me this trucker's hat, and I've been wearing, and it says breathe. She's a yoga person. And then my notes. But yeah, the Saturn return is something that happens in your 50s, your 20s, right?
Yep.
We spoke about my Saturn.
29.5 years. Yep. So Saturn is a planet of maturity, discipline. It can bring sort of it's like the personal trainer planet. So it kicks your ass in order to build you up to be your best self. And when you're about 29, 28, 29, 27, the late 20s, early 30s, you get your first one. That's why a lot of people who get married in their early and mid 20s end up having that ends up being their starter marriage. Or if they go to grad school, then they're like, oh
That's
my
when
God.
I got married.
Yeah, well, you're not married anymore, so to him, so that happens. I'm not
What,
dooming
28,
anyone.
29, 30. That's people when they get their first Saturn return. Then you get one in your 50s.
Yeah, so now you are beginning year. So anyone born in the 63, 64, 62, or 1991, from February 91 to early 94 are going through a Saturn return. It can happen 3 times. It can happen in your 80s if you live long enough, every about 30 years. So
we'll be here. Everybody's going to be here in their 80s.
We're going to be here. Yes. Let's hope so. So you are in yours, and it just started March 21st. Your Saturn at 17 degrees Aquarius. So that can be a really powerful time for your career. It's a time when you really establish yourself. This is who I want to be. The first Saturn return is kind of like, this is what I want to do now. I know I went to grad school or law school, but I actually changed my mind. I was working in publishing and I became an astrologer during my Saturn return. Did not plan on that, did not go to college for that. You can't. Well, you can, but no, that wasn't in the stars, but it was. So you now you're in your next one. So everything you've been working on since that 28, 29 time is.
Yeah, everyone is saying while you're talking, they're saying, yeah, right now my business is taking off, and they're saying the Century 21 is popping, and my fashion show was at New York Fashion Week, and they've been following me all these years, everyone that's, been watching the show, they've been with me 10 years now. I started
Yeah.
filming in 2008. So they know
Yeah.
my story, and they, been by my side, even when everybody else was saying it was delusional and bananas. And I was talking about perfume. It takes all that time for me to have my perfume finally come out. Now it's on the shelves for 2
Yep.
years. You can buy it at Century 21 and you can get it online. And also people are talking about my charity work, how I've stuck by that all this time for animals, LGBT artists,
Yeah.
and children. And right now I just shouted out on Watch What Happens Live. I was talking about the food bank in New York City, because I've been, for them way before this pandemic, because they give food to the 5 boroughs in New York City for people who just need food. You don't have to be sick to have it. They do 63 million meals a year. That's a lot of meals. And, every borough of New York City, and they teach you how to buy food and how to budget, and they help you do your taxes for free. They do your taxes with you for free. I mean,
Wow.
that's major. It's a real stressor for people to do taxes. So yeah,
Oh,
people
God.
were asking me about that. And then they still keep asking for people who just got on. I'm in California. I'm in the desert. But I'm able to get out and walk. And I was saying in New York, you should still be able to walk. You can do a couple of, staircases in your building. And even if you want to go outside, you can. You don't have to be looked down upon. You put on a mask or a turtleneck, pull it up, and go for a walk. Just 1 block around and back. Fresh air and a little sun will do you well. You should not be in
Yeah.
your apartment getting depressed. And also for my LGBTers out there, I was reading when I was on the food bank site, it's hard for the LGBTers who are stuck at home with their families, who don't really,
Oh,
feel so
God.
supportive. It's very hard for them. And just for every family in general, it's hard to be with family. And I was saying, when I'm with the housewives, on trips, I know what that feels like sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
Well,
got
in
to be
astrology,
quarantined.
your family is are your teachers, a lot of us believe,
Yeah.
and so you're not always born, sometimes the ones that you're stuck with are the ones that you learn the most from, but it can be very hard when you can't step away from them to not project onto them. So that's something we're all going to have to really work through for the rest of the year, for sure. Now,
Everybody's asking
interestingly,
about my hats now, about hats, and wear more hats season 13. I don't know why. I don't know if it's in my chart, but I do love a hat. I love the flair. When I was a young girl, I went to Saratoga all the time, to the racetrack. And that's when I knew I wanted to get into fashion and go to FIT. And my grandmother, we took the Amtrak train. Um, yeah, I love to wear hats and fashion and accessories. A girl's best friend is accessories. That's what I say.
a Gemini risings for sure, because you love to like change up your look. The rising sign is the outer you and the appearance you show. So with it being in Gemini, the multiples, you need to like go from one to the other on a moment's notice. So for sure, an accessory. Somebody asked about how they can find out about their chart. You can go to astrostyle.com or astrostyle.com/birth chart, and you need your time, date, and place of birth. You can do a free chart, learn where all the planets were when you were born. And some of you guys have seen that wheel that shows the map. I have Sonja's here. I can show. It probably won't show up because it's on my iPad, but this is Sonja's chart, and so it's yeah, it's a
It's
snapshot
all
of what was
Chinese to
happening.
us.
Yeah,
People want to see my skin, so I'm going up close. They're asking. So I
yeah.
can do one more question. I do see someone asking about me getting married. I want to be married again because I like convention, and I'm traditional. I just didn't want to be married before when I had all these loose ends. I don't like to bring baggage into any relationship. I'm very independent. I feel like I'm pretty much ready after I unload the house, because I'm not moving any guy into my townhouse. I'd like to have my own smaller apartment, maybe a little duplex with a garden, or definitely a fireplace, and then rent that out and stay with him. I don't want to give up my security blanket.
No, you
But
need to have your own place as a Sag. Well, you want to know what the stars say about this with your
about
North and
getting
South?
married, yeah, everyone wants to
Yeah.
know, because I
So
do
in your,
love
yeah,
for
you
everyone.
do. You do. And in your past lives, you were always married, but you traded your power for the marriage in those lifetimes. So in this lifetime, with your North Node in Cancer and the second house, which rules earned income, you're here to learn how to have your own, brand and business and make your own money and be self-sufficient, which you always have. You've been working your whole life, so you're doing that. I feel like after this nodal return ends in May and your business really takes flight and you get that, that place of your own to lay your head, as your daughter said, then you will sort of have fulfilled that karmic mission. You'll be in your Saturn return. You got married your last Saturn return, I think, between now and 2023. While you're in your second Saturn return, you're gonna find that person again, and it's gonna be in a different way, where you're like, I really have everything that I need for me now. I'm good. So if this person comes or goes from my life, I'll be fine. And now I can just really just enjoy the companionship. So that's what I see happening in your chart. We'll see if it unfolds that way. I hope it does.
I'm for sure it will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
pretty
really
sure.
fun.
So it'll be nice.
Well,
yeah, guys, I'm in Palm Springs. They guessed. Yeah. I moved from one spot to another. I was at We Care, and now I moved to, I can't say where I am because it's a security problem, but I'm very happy where I am, and I was very happy where I was. God, so competitive. These wellness centers are all wonderful out here.
Oh my God, there's so many of them. It's such a funny place. It's like part of it is kind of stuck in the 80s, and then there's this very like
The
modern
50s.
part. Yeah, the 50s too.
It's like the 50s.
But that huge mountain is so perfect for your Capricorn South node to look at, which is the mountain goat or the sea goat. So you have like this anchoring mountain energy around you there, and desert. That's actually
I
really
love the
good for your
desert.
soul right now. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
hello, Princess Mira, my friend in Thailand. I have a girlfriend that lives in Phuket. I usually go to Phuket for spring break with my daughter.
You should be
and
now.
yeah, there was another comment. Yes, I'm doing cameos. Shop with Chardon. Chardon. I am. I've been doing cameos every day for people. I've been wishing happy Passover, happy Easter for people who can't be together, and also just to friends who you wish you were watching RHONY together. I've been, suggesting Zoom and suggesting FaceTime, and just to pick people's spirits up. I've been doing the most hilarious things on Cameo to cheer people up.
I know. So what do you suggest with your?
I want to thank you
Yeah.
for always being here for me and to help me, to uplift me as a fellow Sag with your wonderful astrological skills and just a good heart. And I know I can always reach out to you in a pinch just to give me a text or a call to tell me everything's gonna be all right.
Absolutely.
And I do suggest to people out there to go on, astrostyle.com and, check your birth date and time. Get your time from your parents before it's too late. All right. And then you'll know it from here on in, and see what's in store for you. And now's a good time to do that because you have the time to do it. And it's a lot of fun to study it and see what's in store. And you could ask Ophira about, people are asking about numerology as well. So there you go.
We have numerology on the website. We've got Chinese horoscopes, daily, weekly, and monthly. We have a class to learn how to read birth charts. We have career, love, compatibility, everything you could possibly want to know about astrology on there. So come on over to astrostyle.com. We even have a few posts about me and you, Sonja, and our meeting in your chart. So
yeah, they're asking. I'm a rabbit, and I'm a Sun Sagittarius, Moon Pisces, bleeding heart, and rising Gemini. And what are you, Ophira?
I am a rat, so it's my year, and I'm a Sagittarius with a Scorpio moon and a Capricorn rising. So very different, But
I thought rabbit was rat. Or are they different?
Nope. No, you're a soft, fluffy bunny. I'm just, I don't know, crawling in the tunnels of New York or something. So
someone's asking if I slept with William. That means you didn't watch episode 1 or 2. Of course I didn't sleep with William. Come on. You didn't see episode 1 or 2?
Well, now you know what you need to watch in quarantine. Hello. So
Hello, or at least tape it. Okay,
catch up
there's
on those
Kaza
episodes.
Vampiro is following, and Hallie Glassman, all really good kids. Okay, gotta go. Gotta
Awesome.
go. I
We'll
have an
talk to you
11
guys
o'clock.
soon. We'll do it again.
Love you guys.
Stay safe and
Bye.
healthy.
Thank
Bye.
you. Take
Thanks,
care.
Sonja. Bye, everyone.